Wow, how many attendees are already there? Great. So let's start. Good evening, project professional managers, PMI current members and future members. Welcome for today's event, Fast Track Your PMO. So we are pleased to be virtual guests at PMI Lebanon chapter. Lebanon is famous not only for ancient Roman ruins and well-preserved castles and also limestone caves, but also for world-renowned Lebanese cuisine. So all of us wished once to be in Lebanon by ourselves. And behind the scenes of all of these sectors is, of course, project management too. So today we hold the webinar, and I'm Nadin, the event manager at PMO Global Institute. So the PMI Lebanon chapter team did a terrific event job, and all of us thankful to you for joining us on Thursday's evening. And I promise all of you will get the value and also will enjoy this event. At the end of the main session, we will have the contest. So each of you will be able to win great prizes. So cheer up and stay tuned. And first of all, I'd like to call on this stage Hicham Zeinon, who is a founder of the Zeinoun Engineering and Contracting. He's been working in the construction field for more than 25 years. And during this period, he has designed and executed numerous projects covering residential, also industrial, commercial, and educational centers in addition to renovation of Lebanese old houses. Hicham Zeinon has been graduated from American University in Beirut, and his bachelor's degree is civil engineering. Also, he is the member of municipality of Rumain Metin Council, and currently he is involved in the sustainability and development related projects and activities of his village to preserve and maintain Lebanese tradition and heritage. So welcome, Hicham, with the welcome address. The floor is yours. Please turn on, you're muted. Turn on the microphone. Hicham, please turn on. Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Nadine. Thank you very much for this wonderful introduction. I think it is a bit longer from my introduction. So I'm going to be very short. Good evening, PMI community and the PMO team. It is a great honor to PMI Lebanon chapter board members to have you all here. We are almost 30 attendees, but I think we'll have more. PMI members are pledged to PMI core values, and PMI Lebanon chapter continues its volunteering mission in response to part of PMI values through seeking awareness and continuous education to its members. Tonight, we are gathered here to learn more about PMO, Project Management Office, which we all have high-level knowledge about. A department joining project managers, sharing resources, knowledge and lessons learned, in addition to supporting, directing, and controlling each other. In order to learn more about PMO, we have arranged this webinar with the help of PMO Global Institute team that Nadine, whom I give the floor back to her, will introduce us to PMO. Nadine, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Hicham, for this great start. And now let's dive into journey, the world of PMO. And now I'm sharing my screen and we'll roll through some slides. All right. So fast track your PMO. So I will start from our learning objectives. So today during the event, all of attendees will learn how PMO setup works. They will learn tools and techniques to apply CB-PMO framework. They will increase their visibility and become recognized within their organization and peer circle. They will make use of the best practices in PMO and increase their success rate of projects. And you will earn 2 PDUs, 2 contact hours. And our benefits are all participants will get for free the CB-PMO framework. They will get access to the largest PMO community. 5 lucky winners during our contest will get full year PMO Global Institute memberships, which actually costs $89, but they will get it for free and will be able to download the digital copy of the PMO guidebook. And they will get 10% discount on PMOGI-PMO certification program. And now some numbers. Also, we will have the quiz, as I've already mentioned, and the prize will be PMO guidebook. So who we are? PMO Global Institute is the global body for PMO certifications, representing global project management office, including project, program, and portfolio managers involved in defining, establishing, and running high-performing PMOs in and across sectors in the industry sector. The objective of the PMO is simple. So we want to make PMO learning available to project professionals across the globe, in and across industry sectors, through certifications, events, networking, and hands-on knowledge sharing. We have already members in 100 plus countries, and we have more than 70 partners in 60 countries. 46% of PMO directors said that their organization doesn't understand the value of project management. 68% of stakeholders perceive their PMO as bureaucratic. And now, time has come to pass the floor to Naji Shelala. Naji Shelala has graduated also from American University of Beirut with bachelor's degree in civil engineering. He continued to develop his career and pursued and received such certifications as PMP, ACP, ATP, CCP, ARB, PCC, TOT. Naji has been trained and coached several institutional bodies, including schools, engineers, managers, and private organizations. All in all, more than 1,950 trainees. He's assumed the presidency of Lebanon Faith and Light Communities for 6 years. He is also a founder of Baitna Association and Afak Jadida. So now Naji is going to tell us about challenges of PMO in Lebanon. Please welcome Naji. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you, Nadine. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Fine. Well, maybe my task is not so easy to talk about the challenges of PMO in Lebanon. However, I hope I did my exercise and I made some research to really determine what are the challenges in our country. So basically, I will not repeat about what Nadin said about the introduction of Project Management Office or Program Management Office. However, a few lights that this office is meant to really to communicate better, to coordinate between project managers, maybe to share resources, tools, whatever values they have, they can really make use out of it as really one body. Again, it's meant to mentor and to coach all the staff around. So these are some highlights about the added value of PMOs. Definitely, it's about governance. It's about meeting stakeholder expectations. It's about really how to measure the progress of whatever project going on. Fine. What I like to really shed light is that some organizations in Lebanon try to apply part of PMO, and here it is noted between brackets, not at its full capacity because they really don't know how to do it. And maybe they never heard about PMO. However, there is a need somewhere to try to collaborate, to bring the staff together, to try to coordinate without really noticing that there is a special strategy about initiating a project management office. So these firms are looking for something to really organize themselves. Regardless of the whatever benefits, which is plenty, that office brings to the organization, we really face challenges in Lebanon and maybe outside Lebanon as well. However, I'm trying to really tackle the things that appears here in Lebanon. Based on what? It's a personal experience. I have been in such a position to form PMO and contracting companies. I made some researches recently, and I have witnessed other organizations, other firms, how they were trying to form this office. Therefore, I really set maybe 12 challenges that really appeared in my research. So the first challenge, we don't need any help from anyone. That's why what some, I wouldn't say most, some managers would really say, we don't need any help. So we resist. Those project managers resist the formation or to get support from others. So really it's one handicap, I might say. And in the way we treat our projects, I don't need anybody's help. So no need for that office. Second challenge, between the staff and the management. Each one his own way of seeing things, the vision. So the way I describe it, pulling in opposite directions, that brings to a zero result. Some management or senior managers try to pull in one direction, staff in different directions, and really there's nowhere to reach. So different opinions. Third, okay, we would like to maybe initiate an office. However, we don't have time. We don't have time. We have better things to do. So later on, we'll do that. It's again another challenge. We don't afford time to start to initiate this office. And this is for real. Believe me, this is for real. We don't invest time, maybe because not believing in it, maybe so. Okay. So in other organizations, fine, we are starting this office. However, maybe we are not committed. We don't show up on time to discuss, to brainstorm how to really initiate this new office. we have better things to do now. I have a project to run. Again, it's another challenge. We are not committed. Okay. I have seen lately one big organization, or maybe more than one, maybe they have 500, 600 staff members, and they really want to start this office. So they assigned, guess how many? 2 or 3 from the staff or managers. Okay, you will start that office. Well, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't work. They have maybe more than 50 managers. So 3 managers to 4 really cannot do it. Again, not giving maybe enough importance or really how to drive this office forward with a limited managers, it cannot be done. Another handicap, another challenge, it's about responsibility. Okay. Maybe it's a directive mode or control mode. So it is not, I'm not responsible for what I'm doing. Really, I was directed by others. I did as I was supposed to. Maybe there's a failure, but it's not my fault. So inside this body, I accuse you and I defend myself because you directed me. Again, this is another challenge during forming such an office. When we come to share our lessons learned, our strengths, our weaknesses, okay, stop. I have no weaknesses. So we cannot share real facts. We hide our failure. So I'm doing great. Nothing to really give whatever feedback. I'm fine. I'm on schedule. I'm on budget. No scope creep, whatever. So we hide our weaknesses, and lessons learned would really not be lessons learned. It would be fake news. Priorities. Again, when we come to discuss, so it is about priorities. And I see my priority would be number 1 among all priorities. So I try to pull things to my side, to maybe create templates that suit me, not the organization, or to use form that suits me. It's not the organization. My priorities, they come top listed. Another challenge. What about ego? We all know about ego. So I don't need anyone. I don't need any assistance. Why to have this office? To support me, I don't need any support, no guidance, whatever. Ego. Maybe this should be top listed. It really hinders the formation of a PMO. People stepping inside the team, highest paid person opinion. Highest paid person opinion. So I can tell everyone what we have to do. It's not anymore a sharing process. So I tell you all, we need this, we need that. So I am the hippo here, and I really tell everyone in the office what should be done. No one can tell me. Another big challenge. One before the last, different perspectives, different point of views. So I don't agree because you are wrong in viewing and looking at things. It is my view that really counts. Again, this is another challenge that really wouldn't make the PMO workable. Senior managers, really, it's very tough. One senior manager, maybe 30, 40 years experience, and maybe, I wouldn't say fresh, maybe a junior project manager, try to convince him, oh no, I know how to handle things. I don't need to hear about new approaches, okay? I know I've been doing this for 30 years, so don't come and tell me I know what to do. No more new approaches in management. So we don't need to do that. That's it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your time.
That was brilliant, Mr. Naji. Brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Naji. Thank you so much. Hicham, can you turn on the microphone? Hicham? We can hear you. Yes.
Yes, I'm back. Okay, I'm going to introduce Mr. Abdulla Mamoon. Mr. Abdulla, CB, PMO, PMP, PMI, ACP, PSM, CSM, CEO of PMO Global Institute, Smallah, and PM Aspire Singapore. Abdulla is a serial entrepreneur, angel investor, and a passionate PMO professional. Abdulla is the chairman and key contributor to the PMO Guidebook Development Project. He is also the CEO of PMO Global Institute, which is the certification body of the CB-PMO certification, which is expanding knowledge of PMOs worldwide. Abdulla was awarded as the most influential CEO of 2018 by CV Magazine UK for learning and development. He is the creator architect of the world's first artificial intelligence-based PMO software and AI-driven PMO model. Among his other creations include the award-winning multilingual exam simulation platform, which is available in 7 international languages and being used by more than 100,000 users in 120 countries. Abdulla is a passionate project management speaker and has spoken in more than 20 countries across all continents. As the CEO of this prestigious global PMO institute, Abdulla's mission is to make PMO learning and tools available in 200 countries in the next 3-5 years. Through community engagement, knowledge sharing, and partnership programs. Mr. Abdulla Mamoon, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Hicham. Thank you so much. That was one of the nicest introduction I ever received. Thank you so much. You made my day. Yeah. So first of all, I'd like to thank Mr. Naji. Your presentation was brilliant. I think the challenges you have covered was spot on, and these are the regular challenges we face throughout this PMO journey. And there is a nice quote is that if you want to make a change, try to be a PMO. Okay. Yeah, because PMO, this project management office, try to make all the changes within the organizations, right? They want to bring everyone on the same page, and they become the the bad cop within the organization. Yeah. So, but still, what options do we have? Because once we have lot of projects going on, then we need a department. We need a established process to manage multiple projects and communicate with the top management, right? So, anyways. It's a privilege to be here today at talking in front of all the professionals from Lebanon chapters, and I believe it's about 7:30, right? And in my time in Singapore, it's about 12:30 a.m. It's midnight, right? But look at me, I still have this passion and energy to still hanging here, and I'm not seeing all of you. Can we all please come on video right now? Can we just 1, 2, 3? I will say just 1, 2, 3, and everyone needs to come on video right now so that my colleague Corrine can take a brilliant picture and publish in social media. Right? Everyone, 1, 2, 3, come on video.
Come on, everyone. Smile. Say cheese.
Hey, Dave. Happy to see Dave with us.
Let's see you.
Yeah.
Smile.
Fantastic. Still not everyone is not there. Please come everyone. 1, 2, 3 again. Take the snap, Corrine. 1, 2, 3. Thumbs
Say
up.
cheese.
Cheese. Yes, yeah. That's thank you so much. Thank you so much. Right. So I see Gregor. I see Dave with us. Thank you. My friends joining today's event. Right. And nice to have you. So just to introduce, Gregor is from Slovenia, one of our instructor from PMOGI Institute. Also, we have Dave from USA. Right, so really happy to have us, have all of you with us today. Really, thank you so much for joining. Anyways, so I know today I'm not the main speaker. Our speaker, is guest. Our distinguished guest is Mr. Walid AbuSamaha. And he has immense knowledge in PMO life cycle. He's also the CEO of Smart Center in Jordan, and huge experience. So AbuSamaha will be covering one of the vital part, how you can easily manage PMO, set up PMO, manage PMO, and drive PMO effectively through a very simple framework called CB-PMO framework, right? So, so that will be the key coverage during Mr. AbuSamaha's part. In addition to this, I just want to say a few things that, globally, PMO has been establishing last 30 years, 40 years. Probably after late 90s, that has become a momentum that you're supposed to have a project management department. But unfortunately, the challenges are huge. I mean, globally, the success of PMOs are not that level that's supposed to be in last 30, 40 years, right? So, and correctly said, Mr. Naji, that there are many challenges that still PMO is considered to be a police organization, so police department within the organizations, right? Still, most of the cases, as per our survey, as per our market research, we figured out most of the PMOs around the world, possibly they were like good project managers, become the head of PMOs. Then the problems start happening because then they find it challenging to manage and set up the PMOs. So there is no standard guidebook, how you can actually step-by-step process you can follow and manage PMO. So these are the key spots we try to actually cover from PMO Global Institute. Mr. Our keynote speaker will be covering this part as well. From a PMO's point of view, we consider it as a life cycle. We call it has a 5 layers of life cycle. Like initially we start, PMO maturity models covers about 5 layers, starting from almost like start with initial stage, then basically it goes to a developing stage. From developing, it moves to defined stage, managed stage, and finally optimized stage, right? Let me just share these 5 layers in your chat box. I'm sharing it with everyone. I just shared in your chat box these 5 layers. Normally we call these 5 layers as an infant stage, then they become move to childhood, then from childhood they become adult stage, from adult to tribal leader, then respected leader. These are the 5 layers, right? Still the 5th layer, which is the maturity stage, is called optimized. That means still you have options to actually continuous improvement. Can anyone tell me, among all the PMOs around the world, how many PMOs still belongs to infant stage in terms of percentage? Anyone? Among these 5 levels of maturity stage of PMOs, how many PMOs still belongs to infant or initial stage? Come on, tell me. You have to, each one of you will have to actually share your thoughts. Christian said 80%, then Gregor said 70%. Mr. Naji, Mr. Hashim, what do you think? How many percentage still belongs to infant stage? Amir says 60%. Mr. Naji says 75%. Mr. Hashim, what do you think? Any thoughts? Haddad said 50%. 40%. Fantastic. You will be shocked to know the real number. The real number says, the research says 88% PMOs around the world still belongs to infant stage in terms of maturity. That means 88% PMOs around the world still they don't have the fundamental processes that they're supposed to have in their project management department. Look at the opportunity. Look at the scope of contribution. This is a brilliant scope. Since there is a problem, there will be a solutions, right? So that means, how many, any other idea, how many PMP certified professionals we have around the world at this moment? PMP certified professionals.
Maybe like 2 million.
2 million, good. What else? PMP site for professionals around the world at this moment? Paul said 800,000. Anthony said 1.2 million. Where is Anthony? Anthony, I'm not able to see you. Anthony. Big class for Anthony. He is right, actually. 1.2 million.
Internet issues in Singapore?
It must be. It must be. We've lost the CEO. Abdulla.
We anticipated some issues in Lebanon.
Our failure. Our
Come
failure.
back. Yeah, possibly. Possibly. What month is it? It could be rainy season. I think it is rainy season. No. It should be better than most, I think, in Singapore, shouldn't it?
We thought that in Lebanon the internet is crappy.
Well, exactly. So what's going on in Singapore?
Thanks, guys, for your trust.
So
Fantastic. Let me try and get in touch with him 1 second. Yeah. Oh, coming back. He's coming back. He's coming back. Let's just give him a second.
I'm back. No worries.
He's
I'm still
He's
in
back. He's back.
I'm
was a
Welcome
joke. It
back.
was a joke.
We thought you said the
Yeah.
1.2 million and then suddenly you flipped or something happened.
Huge pressure from 1.2 million, actually. Yeah, anyways, so I was talking about this 1.2 million, PMP certified professionals. I'm sorry for the, interruption. And a majority of them actually project managers. So since they're managing, projects, very good. But what's next in their career? The next possible career is, become the head of the project management department, head of the projects, and head of the PMO, right? But do we really have qualified professionals to manage these PMOs, right? Do we really have, qualified instructors to teach PMOs? So these are the areas PMO Global Institute is trying to actually, bring some standards and values. And today we have one of our, brilliant instructor from PMO Global Institute is Mr. Walid. And I will not, longer my discussions. So I will actually, pass it to Mr. Walid right now. Actually, passing back to Nadin to introduce Mr. Walid. And and we all want your contribution to grow this PMO community around the world. And thank you, Lebanon chapters, to actually, arranging this, program today to upskill our knowledge into PMO, which is the next form, the project management, and really appreciate it. And thank you very much. Really honored to be here today. Thank you very much, everyone. Take care of yourself.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Abdulla, for this motivational speech. And you made us to think over and deeper about the stages of PMO. And now it's time to hand over to Walid Mohammed AbuSamaha, who has been PMP certified since 2011. And he is also a CB-PMO consultant and authorized business instructor for the CB-PMO framework. Walid has more than 10 years of PMO consultation experience, and being in this field for a long time, Walid was able to participate in defining, developing, and managing too many governmental PMOs in Saudi Arabia. And Walid was always a key stakeholder and a subject matter expert concerning defining and promoting organizations' PMO strategic objectives, PMO to PG, and PMO technology stack. Walid is able to transfer his experience and knowledge, which is enforced by the CB-PMO framework to the global by providing PMO consultation services and training sessions, which are also available in Arabic language. So now let's welcome Walid. The floor is yours.
Oh, hello everybody. Thank you a lot. Okay, let me start sharing the presentation. Host disabled, maybe you need to enable me, Karen? Nadine?
Yes, please, you can do it.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Bismillah.
So, all right, before, as we are waiting for Walid, let's talk about some jokes. So who knows what goes up but never comes down besides the age? So you can type your answer. What goes up but never comes down besides the age? Who knows your answers? Type in our chat box, please. Helium balloon, great. But when the helium is ended, so then it comes down. What else? Inflation, great answer, especially during economic crisis. Experience, right, my age, besides the age.
Dave, you're getting younger, come on. Come on.
Besides the age, experience, dollar in Lebanon. In all countries, right, the inflation rate is more than 10%.
You're welcome, Dave.
All right, so the
Okay.
answer is number of issues in a project. So Walid is ready to share his PPT, right? Are you ready?
Ready, yes, ready. So you can see the presentation.
Almost, we are waiting. When you start screen sharing, all right, we can. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, I'm so sorry for the inconvenience that happened now. First of all, I would like to thank the Lebanese PMI for arranging this presentation. My name is Walid AbuSamaha. I am the CEO and the founder for Smart Start Center. Smart Start Center is a training center located in Jordan, Amman. We're trying to work globally, and we've been able to be a business partner for the PMO Global Institute. So we've been given the privilege based on that to access their materials and resources. One of our objectives is to have PMO learning available in Arabic, of course through providing Arabization for the materials and also the lectures. So we might be having options to give lectures for Arab audience including, of course, the English speakers. Of course, one of our achievements that we have published a website that contains what we have done for the Arabization for the PMO products. We will provide in this website PMO and the project management materials, and we will be so pleased for your visit and take advantage of that materials. Of course, the website is Smart Start, SS Center /PMO. This is the page that is related for the PMO. Of course, first of all, we need to define. I'll try to define the PMO based on the PMO Global Institute. Project Management Office, or PMO, is a group which consists of internal and external entities. Those internal entities are focusing on defining and maintaining and ensuring standards for project management so as to deliver strategic initiatives. So in the modern organizations, the organizations, they don't build their business without having a strategy built and planned for their business. So the strategy that contains strategic goals, the organization needs to achieve that goals. They achieve that goals through providing their initiatives that will get the goals achieved and succeeded. Where does the PMO comes? The PMO comes here to take support, to make support for those initiatives by providing, as we said, the project management standards, and to maintain those standards and ensure that they are willing and used and followed by the project managers to have that strategic initiative succeeded. Of course, there is another definition for the PMO. You can consider it as a gatekeeper for the project management documents and the project management framework, and also it ensures the PMO governance to be executed for the PMO policies and procedures and methodologies. So what is the PMO? So through this discipline, from the organization towards the PMO and the PMO towards its findings, the PMO chances of successful project outcomes. Now, when we say PMO, what does the abbreviation for this word means? You can say that PMO can be considered as project management office, which has the day-to-day responsibility to support and governs the short-term initiatives, and it provides training and provides project information and tries to get the compliance of the processes within the projects. Program Management Office tends to support one or more than one large initiatives, and it also contains more than one project. Another term for PMO, which is the portfolio management. is much more strategic in nature and long term. So how does the PMO benefits the business? Of course, it defines and develops standards, methodologies, and best practices that are used across the project. It also facilitates the flow of information and improves communication. So the project information is becoming very clear and transparent, and the transparency is applied to the project information. Of course, also governance, when the processes and policies are established, the PMO needs to govern that policies to be executed based on that policies, and also makes sure the projects are aligned in the organization's strategic goals. Metrics, of course, when you are managing projects and supporting projects stakeholders or project managers, and you need to measure the performance of those projects and also the performance of your services that you give for your audience or for your stakeholders. The PMO is the center repository for all project information, including risks, issues, and lessons learned from previous projects. So whenever someone needs to return to that repository, this is the good way or the good place that he can refer to. Also, PMO involved in reviewing the project's work products contribute to improve quality and of deliverables. Another term that we need to focus on is the PMO approach. PMO approach, any project management office needs to run successfully into the organization. So to achieve this, he needs to follow those steps, which are he has to define the purpose that this project office has been established for, and this purpose needs to be approved by stakeholders, and based on those goals, he set the target to perform achieving those goals or strategic achievements. And also he needs to make sure that he's performing based on that plan or on that expectations. So performance needs to be measured, and also when the measurement is done and the issues are viewing to the known by the PMO, where are the defects, he can of course continue optimizing its performance to remedy that defects. So we need to make our audience sharing us or participate in this small exercise. Let's say, why do you think that the PMO should be why do you think, and what should be PMO KPIs? Can anyone participate? We need five points. Why do we need to measure the performance for the PMO? Can anyone participate? Or what are the KPIs that you suggest for the PMO to implement and measure?
Budget of each project.
Good, good.
Time schedule of each project. This is 2 KPIs.
Great. Can anyone add more? Yes. Yes, go ahead, Ziad.
Allocated resources for each project.
Great, great. Okay, I can share with you. I can share with you some of the KPIs that you might use in your PMO KPI defining. We can say that percentage of delivered projects. You need to measure the percentage of the delivered projects within a certain time. Where you expect to have, let's say, 10 of the projects delivered on this period, and you can measure how does that perform. Percentage of project delivered in line with the business case. Percentage of the project in red, amber, green. Of course, those indicators, those colors indicators mean something. Let's say it means performance of the project, or how much the project is out of schedule. So you can give the project a green light in case it is on the track. The project where status hasn't changed over the defined number of reporting period. All of those indicators can help you measure your PMO and projects performance. When PMO KPIs are defined, it should give us the ability to improve the project completion. When you are monitoring the performance of your projects and are they completed on time or not, you are improving their performance to set and know the forecast of your performance in the future, and start to try to avoid that delay. Ability for management to predict performance, stakeholders satisfaction. Another thing that we need, you can measure is the stakeholders. It's very important. PMO will benefit from the stakeholders to run and achieve its objectives by engagement of stakeholders. How does your PMO giving satisfaction for those stakeholders? Are they giving them the reports that they need, the information that they need? Prioritize projects. How many projects has been implemented under the prioritization list that you have? When you go for implementing projects, you prioritize those projects based on the return of investment that you need. So you can measure how many projects has been added to this list, has been implemented or not. So you can fix that issue in the future. Of course, other measurements like optimize finances and other things. One of the PMI Global Institutes is the PMO guide. PMO guide is a guide to the project manager's management office. This guide covered step-by-step processes of building, implementing, and running a new or existing PMO. It could be used by project managers, consultants, project team, PMO team members, and other subject matter interested persons deals with PMO. Of course, the guide details PMO framework, which we will cover after a while, that can be used for supportive controlling and directive PMOs. It also provides guidelines of to standardize the project-related governance processes and facilitate sharing resources, methodologies, best practice tools, and technology. The certified baseline PMO framework that also has been developed by PMO Global Institute is used to set up and manage PMO across project and many industries. PMO framework provides guidelines for all level of an organization, people, programs, and portfolio management. As a result of this, organizations get greater alignment and visibility. And this framework, of course, is divided into four, has divided its processes into four layers. First layer is the foundation, then the executable layer, and supporting layer, and leadership and support sponsorship layer. Of course, as I said, this framework, each layer contains or consists of certain processes, and each layer, as I said, consists of certain processes. Those processes, some of them are related to each other, so they can be used as a roadmap or process one by one. Finish the first one, go to the next one, and some can be used arbitrarily. When you need it, you can use it. So in the foundation. In the foundation, you use this layer when you are in the plan of implementing a new PMO. So the processes which are provided in this layer helps and supports the organization to know what are the steps to achieve this process. Of course, here the framework suggests that you start with a business objectives. You collect the current status and check to see the pain that the organization is facing. Maybe sometimes you have an existing PMO, so you need to check what are the current defects that the current PMO is facing. All of that procedures can be filled in a document that explains the current business case for your current situation, and you will come up with a business objective, what you need to do for the next PMO or for the new coming PMO. You put it inside this document. After that, you should provide a PMO strategy, which is the vision and mission and the objectives for your PMO. Also, you build this strategy and try to build your PMO based on this strategy. Of course, one of the things and the tools that are provided in this framework is the maturity assessment and health check assessment. Those, as I said, you can use them in the process of initiating or creating a new PMO, and also they can use them while you are running the PMO and you need to check the current situation of your PMO, so as to continuous developing for your PMO. So when you set up the strategy, you start to build to check the health, the maturity assessment and health check for your PMO. Then you analyze the results, and you come up with a decision for the type of function that the PMO will lead. Is it controlling or supporting, or all of that you can decide after analyzing the information that you've, and also in which level the PMO is in, so as to continuous, as I said, knowing the level of your PMO will give you a plan for the next step, what you want to do. And the roadmap, of course, the roadmap is your plan for achieving the objectives that mentioned in your PMO strategy. So you build a roadmap, and then you give, and then you start to do the PMO charter. After that, we have the PMO execution layer. In the execution layer, you have the PMO charter, which has been approved by the management, and you will try to execute your PMO. In this layer, you start building your policies, procedures, and governance to ensure those policies and procedures are followed. Also, we recommend that you start with a POC, proof of concept, define your PMO KPIs, define rules, and develop competencies for your team, evaluate PMO return on investment, track PMO performance, continuous improvement. Also, we have the supportive, those are the processes that related for your support services. As a PMO, you need to give support for your audience, your clients. So here you provide models, methods, artifacts. You are the gatekeeper, as we mentioned. You manage the stakeholders. You manage the environment that the PMO is inside. PMO technology stack. You try to develop your and provide a service for PMO technology stack, like let's say some products that manages your resources and project documents and plans. Team structure, successful succession planning. One of the issues any PMO is gonna face whenever a team member leaving the PMO. What's your plan for the new coming? What's you're planning to do when he comes? Also, it talks about it. And PMO structure, of course, and agile PMO. After that, the leadership. Also, we emphasized on how to manage your executive leadership, and also emotional intelligence. And that's it. So thankful for the invitation and participating in this event. And that's it. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for this detailed and so precise presentation. Hope all our participants made some notes, because at the end of the main session, we will play a Kahoot game. But for now, we still have one speaker, and I'd like to welcome Corrine O'Brien, the Vice President of Global Partnerships at the PMO Global Institute. Corrine is responsible for promoting PMO learning through collaboration and partnership program. Corrine is an expert communicator who has benefited from engaging in multiple work experiences across industry verticals, including finance, education, and hospitality. She has a deep expertise from operating in 6 countries across 3 continents over the past 16 years. Corrine understands how hard it can be to drive constructive and lasting change in organizations. By sharing the knowledge of PMO Global Institute CB-PMO framework and guidebook, Corrine strives to change the fabric of PMOs across continents by ensuring PMOs which is not simply performing, but succeeding, thriving, and speaking the same global language. So, Corrine, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Nadin. Hi, everybody. Good evening. Thank you for joining us on a Thursday in your free time. I think we've got some excellent PMs here. I can see that everybody's been contributing and letting us know what the KPI should be for PMOs. I think within the PMO space, there's a huge gap in education, and the reason that we at PMO Global Institute exist, the reason why we created the CB-PMO certification and the framework is to fill that gap. We really want to provide the global language when it comes to PMOs. If you ask somebody in Lebanon and you ask somebody in Japan, what is a PMO? You're likely to get different answers. There is no global standard. And that's why we created our guidebook. Let me show you. Here it is. So this is the Bible. So within the PMO guidebook, you will find the knowledge, the details of how to run and implement a successful PMO. The second half is filled with templates and policies and checklists and things that PMOs are really struggling with. When you look at a large organization, they have the time to create their own frameworks, lessons learned, make mistakes, spend the money. But the small to medium-sized organizations are really suffering globally. And this is why we've created the CB-PMO certification. So now I need a little bit of involvement from you. Please be brave. If you have experience within a PMO, please type PMO in the chat box. So whether you're working in a PMO now or you have done in the past, Paul, fantastic. Anybody else who's been working in a PMO either today or in the past? Fantastic. Dave, of course. Jack. Fantastic. Excellent. Amir, Jamil. Fantastic. Fantastic. So a few of you are working within a PMO in Lebanon. Right, I'm going to ask you to be even braver now, and I'd like you to come on camera and tell us about your experience working within a PMO. Who would like to do this? I know you have to be brave. Please say me in the chat box. Me. Come and tell us about your experiences. Jack, Jamil, Paul, come on, Paul. Let us know about your experience. You're all being shy, so I'm going to have to ask our dear partner, Dave. Will you come on and tell us about your experience, Dave?
Yes, I will, and you're still as evil as ever, Corrine.
I try my best. I try my best.
Mine is kind of dated, you can see from the gray hair, but in the early 90s, you know, as things were becoming web-enabled and Microsoft Project was first starting its first web-enabled Microsoft project, I was on a team with KPMG Consulting in the United States in the Washington, D.C. area, to partner with Microsoft to establish a project management office using the Microsoft project software for the US Navy and for some commercial clients. So that kind of dates me. But at that point in time, you know, a PMO consisted of a physical office with people sending emails back and forth. And there was not the, you know, the tremendous software that, you know, PMOGI offers and the standards that are in the PMO guidebook that you have today. So I've seen it evolve over the years, you know, to a very, very humble beginning where people only used email and actually came into a PMO office that was a physical office and watched it evolve into a globally enabled, you know, methodology with standards and tools and an understanding of the benefits of a PMO global office, you know, to work for the better. So it used to be that people hoarded a lot of their information and they didn't share well or play nice in the sandbox. And I think that the tools and the standards and the applications and the broad understanding has now made it a little bit easier for people to play well in the sandbox. That's all.
Fantastic. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. Yeah, I think a lot of the challenges, and it's been mentioned a few times actually, is that human factor. I think it was Naji, he, in his presentation, he was talking a lot about egos. We all know project managers that have been working in a certain way for the last 15 years, and will they change? No, they won't. So emotional intelligence is really important to build a successful PMO. We need that executive sponsorship, and we need that emotional intelligence to get everybody else's buy-in within the PMO space. Otherwise, it's just going to fail. To create an amazing PMO leader, you need to find the champions within the PMO space. So this is a project manager who loves the process. They love their job and they are very, very good at it. So PMO Global Institute is here to support those PMO champions globally. Let me share my screen with you, and I'm just going to let you know how you can get involved with PMO Global Institute. So if you are one of those PMO champions within your community who really wants to drive the change and make a difference and drive up these success rates of PMOs, we are here to help. So these are some of the careers that you can sort of venture into throughout the PMO space. So we have PMO staff, PMO trainers, officers, managers, directors, and PMO sponsors. We also have PMO consultancy, of course. So the first way that you can get involved with us is to become a member of PMO Global Institute. So it's completely free. I'm going to put the link in the chat box shortly after this presentation, but please become a member of PMO Global Institute. In this way, you will receive your own copy of the CB-PMO framework. So it's a fantastic start to your PMO career. And also you get discounts on our future events, newsletters. So please sign up to be a PMOGI associate member. Tonight, 5 of you are going to win a regular membership. So you can actually download your own version of the PMO guidebook. So please stick around for the contest and try your best. So number 1, become a member. Number 2, become a CB-PMO consultant. So this is a 21-hour course and it's delivered by our fantastic authorized instructors throughout the world. Walid is in your region and he will be having a training program coming up very, very soon. So once you are a CB-PMO consultant, where's my camera gone? Have I gone off camera? I don't know where it's gone. What's happened? Excuse me. Yeah. Excuse me, guys. 1 second. What's happening?
It's already after 8 o'clock.
Exactly. I'm a vampire. You remembered. There we go. Hicham, my camera is set to shut off vampire mode. So yeah, the sun's going down. Thank you for that. Excuse me. So let me share my screen again. Here we go. So the second way that you can become involved with us is to become a CB-PMO consultant. So this is a 21-hour course and it goes through the framework. It teaches you in depth how to implement, improve, and run a successful PMO. So this is the second way. Please contact us. Walid will have a training program coming up very soon. The third way is to become a business partner of PMO Global Institute. So in this way, you become an authorized instructor for your community. The business partnership qualifies you as an authorized instructor, but there's many additional benefits to it. You will get licenses to the PMO AI software, which is fantastic to support your PMO consultancy business too. We give you an account manager. We deal with you on a weekly, monthly, quarterly basis. We give you tools and services and training and everything you'll need to start your very own PMO business. So that's the three ways: membership, CB-PMO, and a business partner. Thank you, Nadin. I know I've gone over a little bit. I do apologize.
No worries. Thank you, Corrine, for letting those and self-attendees to know these big opportunities that they have in their careers. And for now, the main part is coming to an end. So for now, we have QA session, and later then we will start playing Kahoot game. So if anyone have any questions, please ask, or you can also type in the chat box. We are ready to answer.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, please.
May you elaborate on Agile PMO? What do you mean by this?
Agile PMO is Ziad. We actually have an event on Saturday called the Dynamics of Agile PMO, and I would really invite you to come and join us. It's going to be an amazing presentation, actually given by our CEO, Abdulla, who you met tonight. So please come on Saturday and find out in depth about Agile PMO.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hello, I just entered my details into the link that you shared, but it says you are already, the email is already taken.
Oh, is it just your email?
Email and username as well.
Okay. No problem. Let me just give you my my email address. Please put me an email here and we'll sort it out for you.
Okay.
No problem. Thank you.
I have a question. Addressed to Mr. Naji.
Yep.
How important you feel that PMO certified required on your CV, job opportunities? Are they? You have any idea if companies are, or some companies are requesting this certificate?
So Hicham, did you say you're asking me or Walid? I didn't get it. Is it Naji or Walid? You're asking me or Walid?
Naji. You.
Fine,
I'm asking you.
Sorry, fine. Yes, in fact, lately I've been receiving like emails, whatever, about being a certified PMO, or companies, organizations, they are willing to start to initiate a PMO and they need experts, maybe managers or maybe people who really know about PMO, and to start this office. And it's like they were saying 6-month period to initiate this. So it's not only 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you can start PMO. So really it needs motivation, collaboration, and continuity for few months so that you can develop. So I've heard really more than a few times about the need in the Gulf region about this. Okay.
Any other questions? Please feel free to ask.
Yes, I have another question to Mr. Walid. Is it possible to have a hybrid PMO where your projects, some are on Agile and others are on Waterfall?
Yes, yes, for sure. You can have that. You can have multiple PMOs or the same PMO that supports the methodology for managing any type of project management office. Has multiple types based on the function that the organization is in need to implement. In the same organization, as I said, based on the types of projects, you can define the processes and methodologies that suits that type of projects, and the other that suits the other type. If you are talking about, of course, managing or supporting that types of projects. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I have one question to Mr. Naji and maybe Mr. Walid, I'm not sure. The thing is, you said in the presentation, Naji, that a PMO is not a one-man show, or basically it would require more people in it. So how about if the PMO started with one person? How we go about it from there? Should we, recruit from within champions for the PMO, and then later on we can grow the PMO organically from the company, or are there any more suitable directions to go about?
Yeah. What in fact, Paul, really I have witnessed firms trying to form PMO starting with one person. It wouldn't work, because basically the main definition, you bring of project managers or program managers, bring them together to form this body. So it is not a one-man show. It wouldn't work. And it's not obligatory to bring champions, committed persons, committed managers to start collaborate together. So it is not definitely a one-man show. And what was your second point, Paul, about?
Actually, it is my case now, and I'm just asking for guidance.
Okay.
and the same.
Yes.
Yeah,
So ask for
that's
more.
That's a big concern. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is why I was, I took my time to answer Corrine, going and talking about the experience, because it's not that much of an experience for the moment, but actually I've seen all the 12 points you mentioned in your presentation.
Yes.
It's all manifested there in certain degrees of relevance, right? So I started small with a project, even though there are multiple projects. So my plan is to tackle a project, get champions, and then grow the PMO organically. At least that's what I'm foreseeing. So I'm just gathering an opinion.
Good luck, Paul.
Of course, under the consideration of the support from the sponsors and the key stakeholders, you have to get their support so as to establish it and moving forward with your objectives for the PMO.
Yeah, I'm focusing on commitment from higher management and board of directors on the same. Without it, it's one of the key manifestos or mottos I'm going about. With no commitment from higher management, nothing will move forward in a way.
For sure. Yes.
Thank you.
All right, we also have one question at the chat box, and it addressed to Mr. Walid. Do public institutions in Jordan like the policy to apply PMO?
I'm not sure about public institutes. Well, we have a direction now for the government there. They are starting to go for the strategic alignment, and it's under progress. I think they approved the strategy for this year, I think it's for 5 years to target some objectives and goals, and there is a great chance so as to produce or to introduce our methodology and framework to them there. Yeah, it's promising. It's promising, yes.
Thank you so much. Do we have any more questions?
Yes, I have one more question to Corrine. My question is, by becoming a PMO consultant, this helps you to do what?
It trains you to implement the CB-PMO framework. So as Walid was explaining, it's like in 4 different layers. I mean, when you're setting up a brand new PMO, the foundation layer is going to be slightly different. But when you're looking at an unsuccessful PMO, one that's already running, this is where you go into the health checks, maturity assessments, creating the roadmaps, creating the charters, developing the policies and procedures, which actually we give to you. So there are plenty of tools actually in the guidebook itself. A lot of organizations, they're spending a lot of time, they're wasting a lot of time and energy on creating these templates, and we can just give them to you as a consultant. So basically it's just how to implement, improve, track performance and continuous improvement of a PMO. So as a consultant, either you can be working within the organization or as an independent going into organizations to offer your services. So there's many reasons.
Adding to Corrine, of course, and when you take this certificate and becoming certified baseline, you know every step, every stage any PMO is going to face, what to do in it, and what are the things and the processes that you need to follow. So it opens a great door for you. Even if you are an organization and they need to implement outsourcing implementation for your PMO, you can write your RFP in a great confident what you need. And when the consultant comes from the other companies, you know what you need, and so you can control it's your expectations that you will receive from that consultant. And also roadmap for your developing your resources. You know what you want to do. One of the issues that I faced in my project, as I said, I work for government sector, and they outsourced implementation for PMO. One of the things that I thought that I needed this to be added to the outcomes, to the outputs of the project, is the plan for the replacement of my resources. When one of my resources is gonna change, what can I do? Of course, at that time I wasn't taking that certificates, but something telling me that this thing should be added, and I was surprised to see it in this framework, and I see it's very comprehensive. Yes, thank you.
Great, thank you so much. Yeah, do we have more questions? Because it's also time to start. Yeah, please.
To Mr. Walid also, what's the difference between PMO and the program manager or portfolio manager? This is the same, or we are just changing the nomination? May you explain more, please?
Yes, so it's you can say, based on what you want to do in this entity, responsibilities for this entity, you define your PMO. The program management office, its responsibility is to provide training and to provide templates and processes and supporting for the project managers, and also sometimes it manages small period based projects. The portfolio they manages long-term related, not long-term, a wide range of projects, and they are related together. So in this case, you call it a program office, program management office. The portfolio is focusing on the vision and mission and strategic thinking and strategic planning and prioritizing the projects and prioritizing and getting the benefits, monitoring the benefits related to the projects deliverables. Yeah, this is the difference between them. Now, could they all be one office? Yeah, it could be one office, and it could be offices separated than each other and linked within one higher entity. Of course, as I mentioned, depends on the rules that PMO is going to use.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So
Thank you, sir.
Do we have more questions, or we can start playing our Kahoot game? So if you have some others, you can type it in your chat box. But for now, I'm stop our recording. All right.